This is a video demo for SDN based intrusion detection in cloud environment. This demo has four parts. Part one is how to create a setup, and as part of how to create a setup, we've used Mininet, and this is the command that we've used. This is a snapshot of our topology. We have a switch and a bunch of VMs connected to the switch. We also have a VM on which we've installed Snort to generate alerts. These alerts are used in the creation of attack graphs. And on the Open vSwitch, we've configured mirroring to send a copy of each packet to the Snort VM. Now let me go back to the terminal. We've used POGs to run our controller, and I've already started the controller here. Now, if you go to the Snort virtual machine, we have a script called generate attack graph.pl. This script runs in the background and produces the intermediate attack graph output. So we'll run the script in the background and let it run. Now, this is a switch, and on the switch, I've already configured span, but this is the command that I use to configure it. Now, let me go back to my Xterm windows. Let me find my clients and do some attacks. So, for example, this is client one. We have a script to perform SYN attack. Similarly, if we can go to client two, from client two, we can perform some ICMP attacks. So we've also created a script for that. As a third step, let's find our client three. Let's perform some nmap scans from client three. And lastly, we'll go to client four. This is our client four, and we'll send some user traffic. Now, this is some TCP traffic over an iPerf server. Now, at this stage, we've shown how to set up, and we've also started our attack. So we've started three types of attack: TCP, SYN attacks, ICMP floods, some nmap scans, and also some user traffic has been added to the mix. Now, as phase three of this demo, I will demonstrate how to monitor the setup when attacks are underway. There are two monitoring techniques. The first technique is to monitor the attack graph output. Now, this is an intermediate output of the attack graph model. It has a bunch of information. Each line stands for a specific attack, and it captures information like timestamp and source and destination IP, MAC, and port information. And in addition to that, it also shows the attack code. Now, for example, the attack code of 0 here indicates a SYN attack. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly, we should take a look at the final output of the attack graph model. Now, this is the final output of the attack graph model, and this captures the gist of the information, the total number of attacks of each type, and the client status. Now, client status and server status could be 0, 1, or 2. A status of 0 indicates a low level of threat. A status of 1 indicates medium level of threat, while a status of 2 indicates a high level of threat. Now, these threat levels are assigned on the basis of some thresholds that we have in our controller logic. Now, as we scroll down this file, we see a bunch of useful information. For example, if we look at the counters here, we can see that traffic from client 1 has been blocked. This is because the server's threat level has reached medium. And similarly, if we scroll further down and if we look at the threat status here and the counter information here, we can see that the controller, as part of its countermeasure strategy, diverts traffic from client 4, which was originally destined to server 1, but now it has been directed to server 2. So these are the two countermeasures that we take. Now, as a final illustration of this demo, I will show you some visualization techniques which are based on the final output of this attack graph. So let's go to our browser and let's just refresh this. Okay. Now, these blue pins here indicate the 4 clients that we have in our topology, and for each client, we will have the status of that client. So, for example, client 1, current status is normal. For example, if you go to client 4 and client 3, the current status is blocked. If you go to client 2, the current status is redirected. So this is an ongoing snapshot of the attacks in the network, and that graph which we looked at in the browser is generated from the information that the final attack graph gives us. So now we've demonstrated all the four phases of this demo, and that brings us to the end of the demo. Thank you for watching.